The knowledge or technology tree, whatever you want to call it, is one of the biggest additions of the 1.0 version of the Farthest Frontier, and I was lucky enough to have access to this for about a week before the official release of 1.0, and I want to showcase what's in the tree itself, what you should look out for, and how this whole thing works. This is definitely one of the biggest changes for the people who have played the early access version of Farthest Frontier, because not only will you get a lot of perks here, you will also find a lot of upgrades and buildings you normally unlock through other means in the early access version of the game. So let's have a look at this and let's talk about it. The first thing we are starting here on the left is basically everything farming and economy. That is this particular area. Then you have civil services and military, right? And then right over here, you have industry and mining. And if you have played Grim Dawn before that, you know that they love to start their trees at the bottom and go to the top. I actually did it the other way around at the beginning. That was like, that's weird. How do I unlock those buildings when I'm supposed to start at the top and go down? No, it's the other way around. You are starting at the bottom. And you can see here in the bottom that there are already like some really cool perks you can get, like tax generated per home within the range of markets is increased, hygiene, base knowledge, we will definitely talk about that. Then you have some defenses, your militias, so that people do more damage, even if they are not soldiers, spotters, worker produce shoes 25% faster, or you're getting more mining out of this. So they are like tons of upgrades and really cool perks, which will help you to grow a few things faster here and there. But as I said, there are also buildings here. You can see right here, this is nursing I have unlocked, at least in this save file. And this unlocks the healer's house. Or let's say you want to go down the beer production, then you have to gain the crops first, and you have to unlock that, or you, well, guessed it, you cannot gain crops on your field. And the same goes for animal husbandry and so on and so forth. So every time you have those relatively big circles around the perks, that means you will get something really important. You will get an item, you will get a building, you will get something for your units, which is really important. Right over here, you will unlock the blacksmith, which you need for a lot of stuff. So they are definitely things you want to unlock over time, and you can also see that you unlock to the tiers. So your main building needs to be at tier 1 to unlock all that, and then you need to be tier 2, tier 3, and then of course tier 4. So the next big question you probably have is, okay, how do I get perk points here? So it's actually pretty simple at the beginning. You can see it here in the top left corner. You are getting knowledge. And you can see I have 0 knowledge because the perks are so good that immediately when I get a knowledge point, I'm utilizing it. And you see a number next to it. This is the amount of months it would take till you get another knowledge point. And the only way on how you get knowledge at the beginning is through your town center. This will automatically just generate some knowledge, and then you are getting points. It is very important to note here that whenever you are getting a knowledge point, the next knowledge point will take so much longer. I am in year 6. I have put down about, 13 knowledge points, and it now takes me a year to get another point. Which you will probably say, whoa, so you should definitely be careful to where to put the knowledge points in. Or wait, there's an undo button, Mo. Does that mean I can just reset my whole tree? No, you can only undo the last point you have invested. So let's say you have 2 knowledge points, you invest 1 point, and then you invest another, and you realize, oh no, that was dumb. I don't want to do that. You can only undo the last point. the point you put in before, that's invested. You will not get that back. So they are very strict with how you can invest your points. So definitely make sure that you make good decisions on what you want and what you don't want. And personal opinion here a little bit, definitely get the forestry. The forestry is really, really good, and it allows you to grow more trees, and you need a lot of wood, right? If you don't want that your people have to run miles and miles to no end, I highly recommend the forestry. That is a personal opinion and a personal feeling of mine. Same goes, of course, for the military tree. Do you really need that when you don't even have enemies on the map? Then probably not, right? And especially at the beginning, it will not help you that much. So there are definitely some really important and good perks you want to kind of get at the beginning, and then there are some areas which are not that great. But you might now think, okay, so it slows down really quickly to get new perks. That's not great. Can I do something about that? Well, yes. There is an unreliable way to get more knowledge perks, and there's a reliable way to do that. So, the first thing is the unreliable way, and that is when you have buildings. You can see that right here, right, who have this knowledge icon next to them. If you build those buildings for the first time, you will get a free knowledge point on top of that. You can see right here in this save file, I'm building a school right now, and that will net me a free knowledge point. But if you want to do it on a more reliable way, you need an academy, and you have to build the school first, and that's basically what I'm doing here, right? Building the school and then building the academy. And then the academy is producing knowledge points for you. If you can also give them paper, they will produce knowledge points even faster, but even without paper, they will endlessly produce those knowledge points. So make sure that you are getting that at some point. Again, this is a tier 2 building, and you can see also the resources you need. It's quite expensive. So for the first half of the game, by what have I seen through my playthroughs, knowledge points will be very slow. And then when you are reaching the point that you can actually have an academy, those knowledge points will be much, much easier to gain. Can you unlock the whole tree? Yeah, over time. Yeah, you can, but it will take quite a while. Like, this is definitely not something you would do quickly, and that means you really want to make the decisions on where you want to put your points first. There are a few things I already regret, like the wood lore, and even the sustainable fishing is debatable. Like, there are a few things I'm not like 100% happy with. Um, but again, you will learn that as you go. And as I said, like, one of the, at least for me, most important things I have learned to get very early on is the forestry, because it makes it so easy to just chop down hundreds and thousands of wood and then just recreate them, right? And you don't have to stray too far from your village. But as I said, for the veterans here, some of the stuff you could just unlock, right, by unlocking the tiers or building the previous buildings. You now have to unlock through the tree itself. But with that said, if you still have some questions, let me know down below in the comments. Also, my review for the 1.0 version will go live tomorrow after this video was published on the channel. If you want to know the whole deal about the 1.0 version of the Farthest Frontier. Nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to leave a like. If you want to see more Farthest Frontier videos and also more strategy games, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And with that said, stay safe. Bye bye.